good morning or good evening, depending on where you're watching from. My name is Duddy Stark.
And I'm Dov Newmark.
And we are here as your host to welcome you to Aliyah 2013, The Experience. Thank you for joining us and thank you for tuning in. Anything else you want to add?
It's a very exciting day. The crowds are starting to arrive. The people that are coming to meet family and friends. As we talk now, they're coming through. They're going to be going through security, but we'll tell you more about that soon.
Right now we're in what's called the registration area, and you who are watching are our guests. You are coming in, you are going to register with everyone else, and we're going to bring you in as a guest to the ceremony, because why be at home when you can be here? At least in some way or fashion. By the way, I think this is the 49th flight. Is that what we decided?
I believe so. The first flight was back in 2002. This is the 49th charter flight.
49th charter flight. But we're going to talk more about that later on. Let's meet some of the guests who are here to welcome people. Join us, please. Come on. Good morning. This is the Cohn family? Now, I was told that the Cohn family actually made Aliyah last year in August. We're coming up on your 1-year anniversary. So what do you remember from that day?
It was really exciting and overwhelming, but a year passed and we're happy to be here now.
So, I'm sorry, first of all, what's your name?
Naomi Cohn.
Naomi. And who's with you today?
My 4 kids.
Wow,
Billy,
good
Sheena,
job.
Yeah, Shia and Sadia.
So I want to ask you, is it easier being on the receiving end or the arriving end?
It's easier being on the receiving end.
A little less stressful?
Yeah.
A little less sweaty?
Yeah. Definitely.
So who are you here to welcome?
We're here to welcome the Erdfarbs.
What you got in hand? The Erdfarbs. Now this is a family from where and what's your connection?
They're from Bergenfield, New Jersey, and they're our closest friends, and we're really excited they're coming to Israel.
Now, were you an inspiration for them to make Aliyah?
I hope so.
Not that they said in any specific terms, but I think everyone inspires each other. It's a domino effect.
So we're so excited they're coming, and welcome.
All right, so Erdfarbs, when you watch this back later on, and if you don't find your friend the Cohns, they were here. So who else do we have?
Okay, so we have Ariella here. Now, Ariella, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been in Israel.
I grew up in Cleveland. I've been in Israel for 9 years, and I'm here to welcome my parents.
Your parents?
Yeah, they've been talking about making Aliyah for 30 years, and all 4 of their children live here now, and now they're going to be joining us.
Amazing. And where are your parents coming from?
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Amazing. Great. And who are you going to be meeting them with? Who else is coming from the family?
My 2 younger brothers are coming. One of them is in the army in Tzanchanim, and my other brother is bringing his fiancée here. So,
What you got in hand there?
What have we got here?
coming to welcome Nava and Ishi.
Oh, that's special.
Very nice. Well, Mazal Tov to them, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. Wouldn't miss it.
Would your parents be moving here if you weren't here, do you think?
Oh, yeah, my family, my grandfather is 7th generation Israeli, so after he fought in the War of Independence, he went to America for an American education, found my grandmother, and that's how I grew up American, and we're just coming back home.
It came back full circle.
Came back for full circle.
It's in the blood.
Yeah.
It courses through us all.
So this is the last part of the family jigsaw puzzle that's now coming, so everybody's here now. Fantastic.
No turning back.
No turning back.
Wonderful. Mazal tov to you and your family. All right, where's Shauna? Because I want to just, well, first let's get a little view of what's going on here so you can see yourself. People are coming in. We have guests coming in. There'll be many groups joining us today, which we're going to talk about a little later. And if you swing around a little bit, you'll see also over here that they're making their way through the magic gate. Is this your brother? Yeah. Oh, you found her brother. He's welcoming his parents as well. So, Dov,
Just going to... We'll bring in Shana here. Shana has been responsible for the registration for the ceremony. How many people pre-registered? How many people are going to be here today?
700 guests, 350 people in groups. There'll be about 1,500 people here.
you
Sorry, how
said
many?
1,500 people?
I did.
Plus everybody who's going to be watching live on the webcast.
which is going to be thousands upon thousands
of people.
Tens
This
of
is going to
thousands
be
watching.
the biggest welcoming ceremony Nefesh have ever had. Well, thank you for all your hard work. I'm sure it's going to pay off, and it's going to be a great ceremony.
Yeah, I hope there's no like maximum occupancy issue over here.
For security.
Yes. All right. So join us over here. We're going to cross over if we can. Should we go through the VIP section?
Are we not all VIPs?
Everyone's a VIP. Here, this way, please join us. Now, I don't know if you noticed, maybe you don't recognize where we are, but this is Terminal 1, classic terminal. The terminal that we basically all grew up with as kids, coming in and out of Israel, for those who had the, privilege of coming in and out of Israel.
A lot of nostalgia here, a lot of memories. Invariably our first trip to Israel, this was our first taste of Israel. So we're going back in time a little bit.
Alas, the fountain runs dry. But yet, the springs of Aliyah spring eternal. How was that?
That was a little cheesy.
The cameraman likes it. Okay. What we're going to do now is take you to the other side, and we're going to bring you into the main ulam where the tekes is going to take place, and then we're going to tell you a little more about what's going to be happening over the next hour and a half or 2 hours or so. We're going to cut to a quick video. This video was produced last year in honor of Nefesh B'Nefesh's 10th anniversary, and we're going to present it to you now. And hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
This is our kind security guard.
I think we also have to remember that this is an airport, and we do have to still go through security, and all the guests, although they're registering in the front with Nefesh B'Nefesh members of staff, they will actually have to pass through airport security to ensure the security of the building.
So if you're watching this, make sure that no one gave you any suspicious objects, and please declare, if you have anything to declare, now's the time to tell us. But again, we're going to cut to this quick video, and I hope you enjoy it. Again, it was produced for last year's Nefesh B'Nefesh's 10th anniversary.
Is that this is the first of many planes to follow.
On behalf of the entire staff, I would like to wish you and Miss Alto this incredible journey.
Let me commend the Nefesh B'Nefesh program for the important role that it is playing in increasing the number of Olim from North America. Together with the Jewish Agency, we support the Nefesh B'Nefesh program.
Nothing is more meaningful and more important than you coming here to become a part of this country.
This is a letter.
We're going to Israel! Yay!
We have 3 flights arriving.
3 flights landing in one day.
1 flight from JFK,
From Canada
1 flight coming in from London.
and from the UK all land simultaneously.
The moment you step foot off that plane, you inherited a land of centuries of sacrifices, of tears, of dreams, and of yearning.
We come home!
And welcome back. That was we had some scenes from earlier on where we were talking with some guests who are coming here. And again, I'm Duddy Stark.
I'm Dov Newmark.
And we're going to tell you about what's coming up right now. The flight right now is due to arrive around 7:24 Israel time, which would be translates to what, like
12:24
Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be. Well, I want to let you know is that when the plane arrives, we're going to bring you over to the tarmac. We're going to watch the disembarkation. And of course, we're going to watch as the buses pull up to Terminal 1 and the Olim are greeted by their friends and family and loved ones and loved ones they have yet to meet. Afterwards, we're going to be coming inside. We're going to be meeting some of the Olim and having interviews with them. And beyond that, the Tekes. So for those of you who are new to this broadcast, you got a lot of amazing things in store with you. And thank you so much for tuning in and joining us.
Just a word of advice: have a tissue handy because it gets very emotional. It's quite an amazing experience. If you've never seen one of these welcome ceremonies before, I promise you're going to need one.
So, what are some specific things about today's flight that are special?
First of all, it's been billed as the children's flight. There's 106 children. That's children under the age 106 under the age of 17, which is really quite amazing.
I feel bad for the person seated right in front of all of them.
That's right. And it's great. And the youngest Ola, in fact, was born on the 20th of May, which makes her 2 months and 4 days old.
Good for her. Good for her making Aliyah at such a tender young age.
What a young Zionist.
What about our oldest Ola?
Our oldest Ola is a 78-year-old gentleman who will be making Aliyah with his wife, born in New Zealand, moved to Brooklyn, and is on his way to Yerushalayim.
Yeah, we've had older.
We have had older. Our oldest Ola actually came in January of this year. He was 102 and 361 days old. He landed 4 days before his 103rd birthday.
Wow. You should live a long and healthy life.
Amen.
All right. So because today's the kids' flight, we want to introduce you to one of the kids who made Aliyah in the past. His name is Usher Malamed, and he's joining us right now. There you go. How you doing, Usher? Good to see you. Usher, when did you make Aliyah?
I made Aliyah 4 years ago.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
I made Aliyah 4 years ago.
4 years ago. What is your favorite memory from that day?
I actually moved here, I'm here.
Yeah, but what do you remember from that day? We know you moved here, but think back. Like, what happened on that day that was specific? It's all a blur, right? It's going to make more sense to you when you see the Olim arrive. You're going to realize why it can be such a blur and why it's such a young, fresh mind like Usher's may not remember everything so perfectly.
Asher, how old are you now?
Now I'm 11. I'm going to turn 12 next week.
So you were nearly 8 when you made Aliyah.
Yes.
Right.
And so Usher, we're going to show you now some videos from other kids who are on this flight actually, and are going to be joining us soon right here in Israel. So we're going to go to this video in a moment, and when we do, we're going to meet them personally afterwards.
Hi, my name is Aliyah. I'm moving to Israel next week with my family. I can't wait to move to Israel. My family said how special Israel is, and it made me feel really happy that I'm moving to Israel. I can't wait! I'm so excited to move to Israel because my other toys are coming off the boat. I'm gonna have them again, and I'm so excited to make my friends, and I'm so excited that my new gun is talking Hebrew.
That was precious.
It was special, no?
You know, the children are our future. It takes a village.
Yes.
All right, we're joined now by Mark Rosenberg. I want to introduce Mark Rosenberg to you because many of you who are in the States right now watching this, or even if you're in Israel, sometimes your first initiation with Nefesh B'Nefesh is what happens before the Aliyah. It's the pre-Aliyah thing. Mark Rosenberg is the director of pre-Aliyah, is that correct?
That is correct.
So, Mark, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. When did you yourself make Aliyah?
I made Aliyah 11 years ago. Hard to believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it working out for you?
It's really great. I moved here. I was 25 and single, and I guess I'm really settled down now. Married, 4 children, so things are very well for me.
It's phenomenal.
And that was pre-Nefesh B'Nefesh.
Yes, it was. I heard a lot of things going on, that there was going to be this big change and help out a lot of Olim. I just came here to this very terminal by myself. I was one of 2 people on the plane. Had to carry my own excitement. So it's so interesting coming back to the airport now, seeing 231 people come. It's really a different energy, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Mark, here's my question for you. What are, as someone who is familiar with Olim's concerns, what are like top 2 concerns or top 2 motivating factors for Aliyah?
I guess concerns are, first of all, that there's no Sundays here in Israel. It is definitely an adjustment for a lot of people, that routine. On a serious...
Well, there are Sundays, but it's not the same kind of
that
Sunday.
same conceptual idea. The 2 biggest concerns for most people are employment, finding a job, and the other is, I guess, really the distance of family. That I think part of the emotion of today is that people are saying goodbye to lots of loved ones, but they're able to really get this warm embrace here. And regarding the employment factor, we work very, very hard to make sure that people have all the resources pre-Aliyah. They're able to network. We have a very active LinkedIn group with almost 8,000 people sharing resources, being able to find job skills, and that really builds people's confidence so that when they're here, where we see a rate that after 6-7 months here, that 98% of the families have employment and are on their way to building their career life here.
So were the motivating factors included in all that?
I think the motivating factors really is a sense of it's hard to put that word on the gestalt of it. It really is a sense of growth. I think for a lot of people, they enjoy their lives in North America, but they feel as if there's an opportunity for them to grow much more here, both personally and professionally. And the second other factor, I think, has to do with the future. I think that's why we're seeing so many children on the flight today. There's a sense of building for the future, and the communities in Israel are growing with a different sense of dynamic, because there is a majority of Jews that are living here, and it's a different thing than being a minority, whether that's in Riverdale or in Los Angeles and different places. So that feeling of growth is really a big factor.
Makes a lot of sense, Stove.
It does. Now, people that are watching this may be able to hear that my accent is not from America. I, like you, are the director of pre-Aliyah for North America. I'm the director of pre-Aliyah for Great Britain, United Kingdom. England is a far smaller country than America, so to service the Jewish communities, which is predominantly London and Manchester, is relatively easy. Now, North America is huge. How do you and your team service such a large area to help Olim plan for their Aliyah?
First of all, Mazal Tov on the new baby.
Thank you. I wasn't going to mention the royal birth, but thank you.
It's very important to connect to people's cultural roots. You ask a great question, Dov, and I think that part of the energy that Nefesh brings is not just coming physically and coming to the major cities and trying to meet one-on-one and advise people, whether that's in a large seminar or in a personal consultation, is that there are so many ways for people to get resources and information through the internet and through the phone call. We have a call center. If you call 1-866 for Aliyah, we have an awesome staff of people that are answering the phone 9 to 5 East Coast hours to talk with you, whether it's the technical details of what papers you need and where to get your meeting with the Jewish agency, and also the inspiration, and make sure that you have the proper expectations to find a job or build a school for your family. So between the phone, I mentioned our LinkedIn group, our Facebook page is very active with people asking questions. We have a Yahoo group of alumni, of people who made Aliyah can ask questions for people who are applicants for Aliyah. It really gives people the information. So you can sit in Seattle, you can sit in Houston, Texas, you can sit in places that we come to maybe physically once or twice a year and really get all the information that's going to be the difference, because it really comes down to the expectations. You're going to arrive in this room here and you know where you're going to live, and you're really going to have an idea where you're going to find your job. It's not just the rah, 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 passionism, I love Israel, I'm a Zionist. There really is a practical step that these 231 people have done to plant their lives, to think about where they're going to put their kids in school, where they're going to sign up for healthcare. And I think that is where these online resources and the pre-Aliyah staff really meet to make sure that people have proper expectations.
Now, Mark, for many pre-Olim, sometimes their first point of personal contact is with the Nefesh call center. And so I'm just wondering, and very often what happens is that Olim arrive here and they're looking where's Daniel, where's this guy, where's Moshe, where are the people I spoke to all the and sometimes it's the first person they're looking for when they get off the plane. What can you tell us about the call center? Who are they?
They're a group of special people. I think that it's a great moment here to say a big thank you. We have I think it's 8 people, there's 7 or 8 people who are on our night staff team, and they are here for the 231 people who are arriving today. They made 1,700 phone calls which is like almost 4 years of applicant process for some of the people on the plane. They're dedicated to make sure they have all the documents and have the expectations, especially with the current strike that is going on and the changes, and make sure they have their driver's license and all the things that are going to make them land easier. They're there to answer their calls because it's a confidence building measure. I think one of the most important things that Nefesh B'Nefesh did in attempting to influence and change people's perception about Aliyah was to connect culturally as North Americans speaking to North Americans. So the talented staff that we have that answers in our call center really works in a dedicated manner. Although a lot of them are here at 6 o'clock in the morning to greet the plane, we'll answer your phone calls when you call 9 to 5 tonight, because we want to make sure that the energy that is caught, in this room today just doesn't stay there. That really transmits
and bear in mind, they're working night shifts. They're working night hours.
That's
so
3 o'clock to midnight, Israel time.
Yes. It really shows, I think, the dedication of the organization to be there to support everyone. And I think that's really the message that I really wanted to say, that if you're watching and you feel this desire and you're curious, please step through that question and ask, to email us or call us, or Facebook us, tweet us, do whatever you're going to do to ask that question, because people are often surprised to find out that it is possible for them. And that's why we dedicate and have the staff at night, and that's why we have the people who are answering these questions online at all times of the day on Twitter and Facebook to make sure that people have that support.
Mark, thank you very much for joining us.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
As Mark exits, we're going to remind you that if you're watching this on the screen, you can notice that you can tweet with your comments, or you can leave your comments below the viewing box. And again, let us know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and you can give shout outs to your friends and family. And that's there for your use. And this is an interactive experience. Don't be shy to use it. Don't be shy to take advantage of it. We're going to meet someone new now. Nefesh B'Nefesh has recently initiated something called Go South. It's a new program.
It's really a program to complement the Go North program, which was very successful over the last few years. And now, through the success of that, we're looking to, we started this Go South program. We have a director of the program, which is Ravit Greenberg.
Welcome, Ravit Greenberg.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey, look, Ravit's here.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Ravit, where are you coming from this morning?
I'm coming from Beersheba. Everyone when I got here said to me, wow, it must have taken you so long. Did you sleep near the airport? And it actually took me under an hour because of Route 6.
See, there you go. The South, not that far anymore. Ravit, first of all, who are you? When did you make Aliyah, and how did you end up in the South?
Okay, so I made Aliyah in 2005. I moved to Jerusalem when I first made Aliyah, and within a couple months I saw that I really wanted to get out of the Anglo bubble. I wanted to expand my horizons. So I ended up going to Ben Gurion University for graduate school, which is in Beersheba. I ended up going back to the States for a couple of years, and in 2010, I returned to Israel with the intention of starting a community in Beersheba that would eventually attract more and more Anglo-Olim to the area.
Great. Obviously everybody's been to the south, whether it's been passing through on their way down to Eilat. I remember I was once on a trip, and if I recall correctly, the tour guide gave statistics like the south consists of something like 80% of the country, but only has 10% of the population. Are those statistics?
So those are a little bit off. The south, I actually brought a little map that I folded in half. You can't see it. You can't see it here, I think. Maybe you can. But I brought a little map, and actually what I like to show people is that if you fold the map in half, the map of Israel in half, and you open it up, the belly button in the middle is in Beersheba. And actually the south starts just above there. So the south is actually 60% of Israel. The negev is 60% of Israel, and it has 8% of the population. So there's a lot of opportunity for growth. And Israel's really looking to the area to grow in future years.
Would that make the heart Jerusalem in the anatomy of Israel?
Well, a rib, at least.
Okay. Would that make the mind and the brain Haifa, perhaps?
Well, no. I guess that would be the Golan.
Or would that be Metula?
I think Haifa would be the neck.
It's like a game of Operation. I got water on the knee. I'm wondering this. Some imagine the South as like a wasteland without much commerce or amenities, because if you look at the map, everything south of Beersheba is very much open. I'm guessing that's not the case, but what are the advantages of the South? I mean, what can one expect?
Okay, so the South is no longer a wasteland, which is why I really encourage people, even if you're not thinking of moving down, there's plenty you can do in the South. We actually posted to our Go South website, which is gosouth.nbn.org.il, a whole list of things you can do with your kids over the summer in the South. So feel free to go there and check out what you can do on vacation with your kids. There's plenty to do. There's also advancing industry in the South. There's a new advanced technology park moving into Beersheba. Transportation is much easier. As you saw, I got here in just an hour today. And the cities are expanding because it's really the area of the country that allows for growth. People can also live a high quality of life without paying the prices you need to pay in the Jerusalem or Tel Aviv area. We did a comparative budget, and it can really be about 6,000 or 7,000 shekel less to live in the South for a family of 5 each month.
Okay. I mean, when I talk to the Brits about the South, they just associate the South with unbearable heat all year round.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from England, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
How do you cope?
Well, that's interesting in terms of the Brits because a lot of them moved to Netanya, right?
That's also true.
But in Netanya, the humidity is really high. But in the desert,
she's got a point, though.
She does have a point.
In the South, in Beersheba, and in the desert, it's dry heat, and at night it cools down. Whereas in the area of Netanya or around the beaches, the humidity really stays with you at night.
It is quite arid in the desert.
It is indeed. In fact,
it is quite arid. Yes.
Ravi, so now you're in the director of the Go South program.
Yes.
What is the Go South program? What are the benefits, and how can people get more information?
Okay, great. So the Go South program is a program to encourage Aliyah to the South. What we hope to do is really educate you about the opportunities that exist in the South. This is both for Olim, who already live in Israel and who want to relocate south, as well as those making Aliyah. We want to educate you on everything from communities and housing, assist you with employment, and help with education, social services, etc., and provide a social network. The benefits of the program are employment counseling, social events, we help you with your pilot trips, and there are also enhanced financial grants for 2013, both for people making Aliyah as well as people within Israel who are moving down.
That's definitely music to the ears, enhanced grants.
Yeah.
Just expand a little bit about employment opportunities in the South.
Great. So something I always say about employment opportunities in the South is the fact that there may be fewer jobs, but there is a lot less competition. If you think about the English speakers moving to the Jerusalem and Tel Aviv area, there's a lot of competition for good jobs. Whereas in the South, you have a lot more opportunity, and if you're good at what you do, you will be snatched up very quickly. And we help now with employment counseling, both for relocators, and let's say that you live in the Tel Aviv area, you're an hour south, you could start a job in the South, see how it goes, and then perhaps move down.
There's a lot of good stuff. Ravid, so there's a lot of interest in the South? Are you getting a lot of...
Oh yeah, thankfully, almost more than I can handle, but not quite. People really see the opportunity. When you're around a lot of Shabbat tables all over the country and in the States, you see that people are looking for other alternatives to the normal places people live. And so the Negev really presents many of these opportunities because, as we said before, it's 60% of the state of Israel.
I understand you have a few Go South Olim on this flight.
We do, and there are a couple which we're ecstatic about, but one really interesting one, just in terms of Ben Gurion and his vision of the state of Israel, is that we actually have a family moving from LA, and he is going to be a professor at the Ben Gurion Heritage Institute on Israel Studies, which for the Negev is a huge deal, and thank God we're having Olim now move to where Ben Gurion's home was in the Negev.
Well, hopefully we'll have a chance to meet this family a little later on. Ravi, thank you so much. Kol hakavod on your good work.
Thank you.
And good luck.
And we hope you have way too much on your hands for a long time to come.
I hope so too. Great job, guys.
Thank you. Dodi, should we do a time check? What's the...
I think the flight is due to arrive in about approximately 10 minutes.
10 minutes or so?
And we're going to get word when it's here. And when it does, we're going to go to the tarmac. And there might be a bit of a surprise in terms of welcoming this flight onto the tarmac. But we'll see. I don't want to say too much too soon. Right now, I want to remind you that you can send us your tweets, your comments, anything like that. I think I see Laura Ben David. Laura? Yes. Oh, Laura. I'm just wondering, any tweets coming in?
Yeah, we sure are.
Can you share a few with us? You can sit.
Absolutely. Okay. In fact, I will, in the process of sending somebody the URLs, they can watch this right now as we speak. People have been tweeting in.
Can she multitask or what?
She can so multitask. Can we multitask?
Right now, she has brownies baking in the oven backstage.
Okay, so we've got, let's see, Mitch Schneider. He's drinking his cup of hafuch while watching NBN Live from the comfort of his home in Beit Shemesh, one of our olim from a few years ago.
Thanks for watching, Mitch.
And who else? And we've got Hoodie Kenningsberg, who's watching from right here in the audience over here.
Okay, anyone outside of
that's interesting.
Outside of Israel, maybe?
Absolutely. We've got here, Short Jewish is watching from home and hoping that she's going to be able to be participating one of these years herself. Hey!
We welcome you with open arms, Short Jewish.
And what else? We've got people here who are enjoying the freezies, and we have people who are...
the freezies, by the way, is like an alternate to Slurpees in this country.
Yes.
So for those of you who are worried about not making Aliyah because you want to give up 7-Eleven, fret not. They got freezies here.
Of course, we've got Nefesh B'Nefesh good friend William Daroff, who's watching us. Hello, Daroff.
Hi, William.
Thanks for watching, William.
And just all sorts of people. People are very excited. They've been watching. They've been watching our feed from last night, checking out the pictures on our fan page, on the Nefesh B'Nefesh fan page on Facebook. People are very, very excited to be watching their friends and family arrive, and are letting us all know on Twitter.
Phenomenal. So we're going to come back to Laura also later on over the course of the program, and she's going to maybe tweet in with her tweets. Am I saying it right?
Not exactly, but we'll let it go. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Laura. We'll talk to you later.
So Dodi, I did a little bit of research around the office regarding the Nefesh B'Nefesh staff. Some interesting information. So there's 93 members of staff.
Okay.
How many of those do you think made Aliyah?
In general or with Nefesh B'Nefesh?
No, in general.
Oh, in general? Out of 93 staff, do you want a number or a percentage?
Give me a number.
Out of the 93, I would say 93.
Okay, 82.
Okay, that was my second guess.
There's a few token Israelis.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
There you go. And 35 of those made Aliyah with Nefesh B'Nefesh, and 16 came on a charter flight, just like today.
Wow. Now, but you're one of them, right?
Well, I made Aliyah through Nefesh B'Nefesh. I wasn't on a charter flight because they don't do charter flights from the UK. But my group flight landed 1 hour before a charter flight. So we actually had the tekes. It was great. When we landed, we went to Misra Laklita. We did all the government processing. We then joined the tekes of the American flight that landed. And it was great. And when we made Aliyah, my eldest child at the time, when we left England was 11. When we arrived in Israel, because we were on the night flight, was 12. And we had a bat mitzvah on the aircraft.
I love when Dov shares family stories.
It was great.
It's a very endearing. But actually, there was one UK charter flight. That, of course, was, I believe, in 2006 during the now classic triple flight day.
That's correct.
In 2006, Nefesh brought 3 flights simultaneously, one from the US, the UK, and Canada. Not to be discounted. And that was a very special day.
It was very special. It was, this was my Aliyah.
Pre your Aliyah.
But I think that was definitely an inspiration for a lot of people to think that it is doable and Aliyah should be on the agenda.
And those flights are in the mix of what brings us up to approximately 49 flights. I believe that this is the 49th flight.
I believe so. Which makes the August the 13th charter flight
the Jubilee flight.
The Golden Jubilee flight.
I hope so, yeah. Now, this is if we're not mistaken, because sometimes, you get a little fuzzy, but if everything that I recall is correct, then yeah, we're looking at 50 coming up.
But this is charter flights. Don't take away the fact that there are a number of other ways that you can make Aliyah as well. There's all the group flights that we do throughout the year. If anything, there's almost a group flight every single month.
Actually, that's also, it's one of 4 ways people can make Aliyah.
That's correct.
One is the charter flights.
One is the charter, one is the group.
And
you then have people that come on their own.
Independent.
And you can
Aliyah.
also make Aliyah from within Israel. So if you're here on your year off on a Masa program and you don't want to go back, you can make Aliyah from within Israel as well.
And that's our guided Aliyah program. And if you want to know more about guided Aliyah, you can feel free to go to their website www.nbn.org.il and learn more about making Aliyah from inside Israel, only in case you haven't already. Now, at the same time, we're going to cut to a scene.
How you doing, gentlemen?
Hey, it's Danny Overman! Hey, Danny Overman! Wow!
Danny, come and join us.
Hey, sit down, Danny! I mean, he's here already. Why not?
Why not? How's it going, Danny?
He wants the mic back.
This is the former VP of Nefesh B'Nefesh, Danny Oberman, who's taking a very welcome retirement
From Nefesh.
from Nefesh, perhaps.
Yeah,
but,
far more relaxing. It's nice being here as a tourist.
I was going to ask you, because for those of you who are longtime fans, you may recall Danny has been our longtime MC of this program. Hearing his melodious Australian affect over the strains of these videos, and maybe you missed that. So why not get a little dose right here, right now? Danny, what's it like being on this side of things?
Far more relaxing. It's fantastic. Enjoying it. It's beautiful. It's still exciting.
So Danny, if this is the 49th charter flight.
We're told. Unofficially.
How many of those 49 have you compared?
A lot of them. I stopped keeping count, but there was a lot of them. A lot of people, walked in front of me and we stood together saying Hatikva.
And you've introduced some very influential, prominent VIPs.
And politicians, some who are, some better, some worse, some more interesting, some less interesting. It's been a fantastic time.
Then I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but do you have any favorite memories from the past, 10 years, I guess, that you were Nefesh?
Well, many special moments. There was the wedding proposal. That was an incredible situation. There was the woman who was on the Exodus.
Yes,
do you remember that?
Frances Greenberg.
Frances Greenberg, a woman who'd left, came after the Holocaust, came to us on the Exodus, went back to France, and then went to the United States, and after her husband passed away, made Aliyah. The reuniting of families and grandparents and children.
And I have to tell you, we're speaking to some people outside earlier. There's such it's not a new trend, but it's increasing the amount of retirees joining their children and grandchildren who made Aliyah before them.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and that trend will continue because life's good in Israel. Quality of life's good, and people want to be near their kids.
But it's also a bit of a domino effect. We see the Olim that made Aliyah 6, 7, 10 years ago. Their family coming today.
Absolutely, and that's been the model that Tony Gelbart set up of success breeds success, and it's continuing. So we're very fortunate.
I think once upon a time the parents came first and then the children followed.
Right.
Now it seems to be a reverse trend. It's we were talking to one family outside where all 4 children are here and the parents are arriving today, and that's the last bit of the jigsaw puzzle, of the family jigsaw puzzle. So it seems that it's things have reversed.
I'm not sure things have reversed, but certainly there's a trend there of the larger families and siblings and coming, and that'll continue, I'm sure.
Danny, I know you're off the clock today, but I might ask you a quick favor.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find out if the flight's here yet, because we're going to go to tarmac soon, but we just need to know when that transition is going to happen.
I understand it's 7:20.
7:24.
7:20. Right.
So it's probably another couple of minutes, and I won't be getting the phone call that it's landed.
You don't have to worry about it, but we need to worry about it now.
But I think we should explain to people watching that as soon as the plane touches down, it's not a matter of everybody coming straight to the terminal. There is a process that has to that the Olim have to go through.
We're going to walk the viewers through it as it happens. Right now, I'm hoping that we can show you some of the upcoming events that are coming up in the States. We prepared these for you. So if you're watching from overseas, again, I think coming up very shortly, we're going to cut to a frame where you can review what's coming up in the States. And there's a lot of events going on. Again, you can go to our events page. It's www.nbn.org.il/events, and it'll take you to events happening in Israel and the U.S., but mainly in the U.S., especially in August. There are many Nefesh representatives coming to the States in areas like, I think, Boca, New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, some of these places, Atlanta is one of the places. But again, you can get full details at the website. And they're coming to talk about things about retirement, employment, have a personal one-on-one Aliyah meeting. So that's coming to you. And if for some reason a representative is not coming to your area, you can always speak to us. Call us 1-800, what's our number, Dan?
1-866-4-ALIYAH, and you can Skype one of our team as well.
Exactly. So there's so many ways to
off.
touch.
I want to go see the plane.
Danny, thank you very much for joining us.
Good to see you again. And if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing, my new entity, I'm going to give a plug, it's called steppingstones.co.il.
What is that and how does it help Olim?
We're putting together buyer groups of Olim for real estate projects in Jerusalem, Modi'in, Netanya, Beit Shemesh, and that'll be in better terms.
Okay, so they could buy in bulk?
As a bulk, as a group, it's far easier to negotiate with the builders.
Kind of like Groupon.
There you go. Thank you so much, guys. Good to see you.
We'll catch up later. We'll talk about the ashes.
There we go. No, the new royal birth.
Oh, the royal birth.
Go get some coffee, Dan.
Bye-bye.
So again, hopefully shortly we'll be seeing the plane coming in, and also we'll be flashing through some information about the upcoming events in the States. And with that, and also Dove,
I was going to say, while we're waiting for this, let's talk about the different communities that Olim are moving to. Out of the what we call a primary, which is whether you're a single, a family, or a couple, you're considered as a primary. There are 91 primaries on today's flight, and they are moving to a total of 35 different communities up and down the country, which is amazing.
I didn't even know there were 35 separate areas.
Oh, believe me, there's a lot more than 35 communities in Israel. Now, 26 of those are going to Yerushalayim, which consists of a lot of singles that are going to Yerushalayim. There are 6 groups that are going to Efrat and Ramat Bet Shemesh. There are 5 that are going to Tel Aviv. 4 are going to Nahariya. There are 3 groups that are going to Malay Adumim.
Dove spent a lot of time. God bless him.
I did. There are 2 going to Givat Shmuel, Ranana, Haifa, and Herzliya, and then 1 to all the other areas, which is really quite amazing.
I'm 10, almost 11 years old. And hi, I'm Hannah Herman, and I'm 8, almost 9 years old. And we're moving to Israel. We think every Jew should live there because Hashem gave us land, and we're all Jewish, and that's where we belong. We're moving there. How about you?
My name is Mayan, and I love Israel because it's a beautiful, wonderful, nice place. And there's so many nice, loving people there, and I really want to move there because it's the food is great, and everything's nice there.
Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I'm excited about moving to Israel because of all that yummy food and because of how Israel is a really nice place. Some of the thoughts I think about making Aliyah is that I'll miss some of my friends and other family members here.
All right, welcome back. Those were some more kids videos that we saw. These are some of the kids that are on today's flights.
I'll say the children, it's very special when you see children that are embracing Aliyah, embracing Israel. It's very heartwarming.
And I want to remind you that this is being dubbed the kids' flight. And why is that, Dove?
106 children under the age of 17. And we do have a 17-year-old on the flight as well. So it's really quite amazing.
So again, we're going to meet some of these kids later on after they arrive. But before that, I wanted to let you know what's coming up a little bit. During the ceremony itself, we're going to be hearing from such dignitaries such as, now I'm told Natan Sharansky is here.
I believe so. I know he has another pressing engagement later on this morning, but I believe he is here and he will be speaking.
So again, we look forward to that happening, and we see a lot of ambitious guests behind us showing off their signs, welcoming families, which is always fun to see. Also, we're going to be hearing from Minister of Knesset, Sofa Lambert.
Yes.
Sofa Lambert, she's a longtime favorite of Nefesh B'Nefesh. She's here very often, and she's always fun to watch, and she's fun to listen to. Also, member of Knesset, Dov Littman, will be joining us. Dov Littman, I believe, he is the first American in the Knesset since 1986.
And a Nefesh Oleh as well.
That's right, from I think 2004.
That's correct.
We'll double check our facts, but Dov Littman will be joining us as well. It's always nice to hear from him. Also, we're hearing from Ofer Gad of Nefesh. And of course, we'll also be hearing from Rabbi Yeshua Fass, the founder and director of Nefesh. And also we'll be hearing from... And of course, Tony Gilbert, who's also the co-founder of Nefesh B'Nefesh.
Really quite amazing. Rabbi Fass, Tony Gilbert, the vision they had back in 2001 to get this organization off the ground in 2002. I don't think they had any idea how big
what they were getting into
and how successful and how much time they would have to give to this organization that they named Nefesh B'Nefesh.
Or the impact on 35,000 lives, because I want to also, I want to mention that I believe this flight marks the 35,000th Oleh.
Right, but it's also, I mean, we saw on the 10-year video the number of sabras that have been born to these Olim. So it's a far bigger picture than just the 35,000.
Absolutely, right. Also, so we're going to cut to a quick video, and hopefully we're going to come back to the tarmac real soon with you. Thanks for tuning in. Stay with us.